Thank you all for coming out this morning. As I believe I told you last time, our glass atrium skylight is being replaced, and we're very excited because for the first time in anyone's memory, the roof will no longer be leaking and we'll have bright sunlight, but that process is underway, so we've moved in here to Council Chambers. I want to thank City Council for letting us have this event here. And we've got a very important and exciting announcement today, which is that coming up this Friday at 9 a.m., the City of Harrisburg, along with Capital Region Water, is sponsoring a Meet the Prime Contractors and Learn About Minority, Women, and Disadvantaged Business Certification seminar, all-day seminar at the National Civil War Museum in Reservoir Park in Harrisburg. This is now the second such meeting that we've worked together to partner with about how to do business in the City of Harrisburg. As you know, Capital Region Water, the city, PennDOT, DGS, throughout the City of Harrisburg over the next several years, there are going to be millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in new construction projects, whether it's roads or bridges or new buildings, infrastructure. And we want our small businesses, particularly women, disadvantaged, and minority businesses in Harrisburg, to partake in the work which is going to be ample and abundant in the city and to be successful. So this is part of a continuing series of initiatives to empower individuals and to make those connections. And what's so exciting about this event is that we're going to provide participants with an opportunity to learn about these upcoming projects, about necessary information about seeking these opportunities, about how to get proper financing and bonding and information, especially on how to obtain diversity certification. There are going to be construction firms on Friday at the National Civil War Museum. There's going to be certification agencies. There's going to be financial lending and bonding and insurance firms. They will all be on hand to assist those who want to do business in Harrisburg with all the various agencies that will be assembled. Now, those interested in attending, the event is free and open to the public. We would encourage you to register if you'd like. You can register at capitalregionwater.com or through the link at harrisburgpa.gov. But you don't have to register to come. You can also just come. The event is free. It is all day. We already have, I believe, over 60 registrants. We've got dozens of vendors. Let me tell you about some of the exciting things that are going to be available. But if you're coming, prepare yourself by bringing a business card or capability or qualification statements or any literature about your company. And we will connect you to the actual primes and companies that are going to be doing business. For instance, we are going to, PennDOT will be there, DGS will be there. Major developers like Mascaro and Quandel and Gem Group and TLC, they will all be there. The Community First Fund will be there, banks will be there, chambers will be there. It's going to be an incredible opportunity to learn about the future of Harrisburg and to get connected. A couple things that I want to highlight. We are very pleased that the PA Department of Transportation will in the morning be hosting a panel discussion on certification, how to get your certification, and that should be very useful. The Community First Fund will be hosting a panel on the 5 C's of credit and undoubtedly also discussing their new fund for small businesses that has been established with the help of Impact Harrisburg for jumpstarting small businesses here in the city. There'll be panel discussion with contractors. It's going to be a great day. Now, none of this would be possible without the Keystone Contractors Association and their sponsorship, and I'm going to introduce John O'Brien in a moment. But I want to start with our partners at Capital Region Water, along with Tremaine, Mark, and his entire team, and the new board has been working very, very hard to coordinate with the city and to make sure that these opportunities are available to all. So let me turn things over to Mark Krowski, Chairman of the Board at Capital Region Water.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For those of you who don't know Capital Region Water, we are the local provider of sanitary sewer, water, and stormwater services here in the city and the surrounding suburb areas. In 2018 alone, we've slated for roughly $40 million in capital improvements projects, predominantly utility and infrastructure work associated with those utilities. Through that, and as the mayor had mentioned, this board and this organization at CRW has been fully committed to providing opportunities for local minority, women, and disadvantaged business enterprises on all of our projects. Our program takes what we're looking at as basically kind of a twofold approach. The first part really focuses on the contractors themselves, seeking to require and engage them to maximize opportunities for those small minority women disadvantaged business, or MWDBE, enterprises to participate in our projects. So a lot of it is education and engagement for us to go find the contractors, make them aware of our project, and then introduce them to some of the local MWDBE firms looking to do work here in the city. The second part then really focuses more on the projects and the subcontractors themselves, to get them, maybe they're not familiar with doing business in this manner, what the requirements are, what the processes are, who's out there, who are the general contractors and primes that are doing work that would be likely to engage them for these type of things. So there's a big education component and a huge building of kind of a database of both the subcontractors who do this kind of work here, again, locally preferred, MWDBE folks, as well as the general contractors that are going to be, probably leading a lot of these major projects. We're super excited to be participating on Friday as well. It's quite a list of attendees, one as well as participants, and a lot of work that's coming out of CRW as well as the city going forward, and opportunities for that MWDBE participation. So with that, we just want to say our appreciation again to the mayor, city council in the city of Harrisburg, the Keystone Contractors Association, and all the other folks that are participating in this event to help us build a pipeline for these MWDBE firms and encourage that participation in all of our capital improvements work. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. This really is a partnership. I want to acknowledge City Council as well, which has been a leader on this issue. I'd like to, on my staff, point out Charlie White, who's our Director of Business Development and who will be present and there to answer all your questions at the city. Also present, we have Shashawn Dial, who's our Director of Social Equity at the city. She's been assisting our new Business Administrator, Mark Woolley, on a comprehensive review of all of our internal policies and procedures in an effort to really jumpstart small businesses generally throughout the city of Harrisburg. So Capital Region Water and the city of Harrisburg are sort of the prime leaders in this, but it wouldn't have been possible without our partnership with the Keystone Contractors Association. They've stepped up, helped us not only by sponsoring the event, but by helping us spread the word. And I'd like to introduce John O'Brien to you and let him tell you a little bit about his organization.
How's it going? As the mayor mentioned, I'm John O'Brien with Keystone Contractors Association. We're a commercial contractor association based right across the river over in Lemoyne. We have statewide, so we have members spread out, Philly, Pittsburgh, Scranton. Harrisburg here, we want to work on the Harrisburg market. We've noticed across the country, strong cities with strong markets, they have a nice base, a nice pool of contractors and subcontractors. So we want to do our part to help build that base and help get a nice base of subcontractors that are reliable, quality-based, safety-orientated contractors, and we just want to do our part because it's always good. You have firms coming, like you mentioned Mascaro Construction, they're coming to build the $200 million courthouse. Firms like that want to come here. They want to work with local firms. They don't want to rely on out-of-town firms, out-of-town workforce. So KCA, we just want to do our part to make sure the local base is up and running, and anything we can do, we're here to help. So glad to be part of the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you mentioned the courthouse. We've talked a little bit about the archives, which DGS is overseeing. We have, of course, the Harrisburg University Office Tower project. We're in a situation where over the next several years in Harrisburg, there are going to be so many opportunities for jobs. We don't want anyone to miss out. So this is a great opportunity. Again, this is pretty much an all-day event starting at 9 a.m., going to 3 p.m. at the National Civil War Museum this Friday. A wonderful opportunity to find out what's going to be happening in Harrisburg, get connected, learn how to become certified, avail yourselves of financial resources and other networking opportunities. So we hope everyone will come. Again, it's free to any small businesses, and we're also encouraging small businesses that maybe aren't in the construction trades to come as well, learn about ancillary opportunities that might benefit their own business. So again, this Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At the National Civil War Museum. I hope to see everyone there. And with that, do we have any questions for me or the assembled team. I hope the media will also come and check out the panels. Yep.
Kind of bigger picture.
Sure.
Why is it important for Harrisburg to reach out to these specific kinds of small businesses and bring them in and help them out?
It's essential because of the magnitude of the work and the projects that are going to be happening over the next several years. Now, over the past 4 or 5 years, Harrisburg has come back from the brink of bankruptcy, has stabilized, has balanced its budget, gotten its affairs in order, and set the groundwork for the hundreds of millions of dollars in investment that's going to be coming over the next several years. So we're ready for the next phase, and the next phase is empowering the community to take part and participate in the growth and economic development of the city. We're there for all small businesses. We want to give special attention to minority, women-owned businesses, and others so that everyone can be uplifted as the waters rise in Harrisburg.
And if I may?
Sure. Yeah.
If I may, to answer that question as well, to add on to that.
Yep.
So when the recession hit 2008, 2009, that time frame, some subs, some major, some smaller subs went out of business in this area and across the country. So events like this is really needed because as the markets are getting better and construction's picking up, we have to backfill those companies that are no longer with us, and stuff like this is very important. When we built when the industry built the Pennsylvania State Employee Credit Union that wrapped up 4 or 5 years ago, because of the recession, there wasn't enough base of subcontractors here locally, so they had the out-of-towners had to come in and help the GC build the project. So stuff like this is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just Harrisburg. It is the economy is picked up for the entire region, but the scale and the size of the projects that are coming over the next several years really is pretty extraordinary, and we want people to take advantage of it. There's no question that there's enough work that will be pulling people in from throughout the whole region, throughout the Commonwealth, and throughout the Mid-Atlantic for sure. But we want people who live here in Harrisburg also to partake in the opportunities, and that's why we're trying to create these opportunities. This is the second in a series of events that we're hosting, and we'll do it again. We hope it will be a big success and something that we can continue as we move forward. With DGS and PennDOT as key players, and Mascaro and all these other companies that are coming, people are really going to learn in very practical ways about how they can get connected to these great employment opportunities.
Mr. Mayor, sorry
Yeah,
if I could.
sure.
I was remiss in not introducing Tremaine Terry
Yes.
from CRW. Tremaine is our point man internally. He is absolutely killing it, meeting contractors, meeting with subs, getting out in the community, engaging folks, helping educate on the process. You're going to see a lot of Tremaine's face. He's the guy doing all the work for us internally on the MWDBE program, working with other folks in our office, Andrew Bliss, who's our communications kind of expert, and Dave Stewart, who runs our engineering department, which is where basically all of our construction projects are coming forward. So you're going to see a lot more Tremaine than you're going to me, so I just want to make sure I introduced him, and you'll see him coming forward. Thank you.
Yes, that's great. I'll second that. Tremaine's doing a wonderful job working very closely with our city team and with everyone. So I think this will be a fantastic and wonderful event on Friday. Any other questions? Good. Okay, then we'll see you there. Please come, cover, enjoy, and again, we hope it'll be so successful that we'll be planning another such event soon. Thanks.